Hi, I'm Ben with the Bread Brothers, and tonight I am going to be making hamburger buns. We are having a barbecue and we need some buns, and I really hate getting buns from the store because after the hamburgers are done and you have leftover buns, they're not very good. But homemade buns are amazing. So I'm going to be using my French bread recipe. You may have seen that already, but it's a really simple recipe. I should be able to have some beautiful buns in about 45 minutes. So I'm going to start with 2.5 cups of warm water. It's warm because it will help activate the yeast a little quicker. I have 2 tablespoons of yeast and 1 tablespoon of sugar. If this was not instant yeast, I would need to let this sit for just a little bit because it is instant yeast, it's going to go much faster. So I'm just mixing it straight in. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then to that, this recipe calls for between 6 and 7 cups of flour. I'm just going to go ahead and add 6.5 cups of flour right now. So I'm using my Bosch mixer. You can do this with a KitchenAid. You can of course do this by hand as well. It just takes a little longer. And because I'm in a hurry, I'm just going to make it quick. So I'm going to kick this on. This has been mixing for about 4 minutes, and it's still a little bit sticky, but it holds its shape quite well. So I'm just going to pull that out, and I'm just going to put a little bit of flour down on my counter, and then I'm going to just begin putting this into smaller pieces. So you need about that much dough to create a nice bun. If you want a little bit bigger bun, it's easy to do that. Just give it a little bit more dough, and I'm going to try and get about 12 buns out of this. So I think we're probably pretty close. That one's a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to quickly roll that into kind of fold it back on itself. And I've got a couple of different toppings here. We don't have any sesame seeds, and I don't really love sesame seeds, but flaxseed is, I don't know, maybe a little bit more hipster. And this is a really cool everything but the bagel sesame seasoning blend from Trader Joe's. So I'm just going to take that and just dip it in there, and then I'm just going to put it right on the Silpat. I love working with the Silpat because you don't have to add anything or grease the pan or anything like that. So I'll probably just do half of these with this everything bagel, and then we'll do the other half with the flaxseed. So these buns are going to be a little bit bigger. I was only able to get 11 out of them, and after smelling this everything but the bagel from Trader Joe's, it smells so good. It's going to be a much better flavor. So I'm just going to do 3 with the flaxseed. I'm just going to put a cloth over this real quickly, and my oven's on a super low setting, probably about 140 degrees. I'm just going to proof this in the oven and make it go a little faster because we're hungry to eat some burgers. So I'll pop it in there. Probably in about 15 minutes it'll be ready to slide into the real oven. These buns have been in the proofing oven probably at about 150, 160 degrees for about 15 minutes now. They have definitely doubled in size, and my oven up top here is at 350 degrees. I'm going to slide those in and bake them for between 15 and 20 minutes. I'll check them after about 15 minutes. Larger loaves require a little bit longer to bake, but these smaller bits bake much faster. All right, these look awesome. It's been baking for about 22 minutes, so I let them go a little longer than I expected. A lot of those seeds just popped off, but these stayed on quite nicely. So these are going to make great hamburger buns tonight, but also throughout the week. These will make really great sandwich buns for any kind of sandwich. So because there aren't any preservatives in these buns, they really need to be used within a couple of days. If you like this recipe, please subscribe to our channel and remember to bake bread and be happy.